Welcome to our exploration of one of the most profound and timeless commandments in the Bible, "Be holy, for I am holy." This phrase, found in Leviticus 11:44-45, is a call to action that echoes throughout the Scriptures, reminding us of God's holiness and our own responsibility to reflect it in our lives. As we delve into this series, we'll be examining what it means to live a life of holiness, not as a distant ideal, but as a tangible reality that can transform every aspect of our being. We'll look at the scriptural foundations for this commandment, exploring how God's character informs His expectations for us. We'll also examine the practical implications of living holy lives, including cultivating a deeper sense of reverence and awe, embracing spiritual disciplines like prayer and fasting, and demonstrating Christ-like love to those around us. Through our study, we hope to discover how being holy is not just a moralistic concept, but an invitation to experience the transformative power of God's presence in every area of life. As we embark on this journey together, may the wisdom of Scripture guide and inspire us to become beacons of light in a world that desperately needs it. Biblical context and key passages. The command to be holy, for I am holy, is rooted in the heart of God's character as described throughout Scripture. In Leviticus 11:44-45, God declares His holiness and calls Israel to be separate from the surrounding nations. This concept is echoed in Isaiah 6:1-5, where the prophet Isaiah encounters a vision of God's throne room and hears the seraphim cry out, "Holy, holy, holy." As we explore the biblical context for this commandment, it becomes clear that God's holiness is not just a characteristic, but an attribute that demands our reverence and response. In 1 Peter 1:15-16, we're reminded to be holy in all you do, for it is written. Meaning and key themes, the phrase, "Be holy, for I am holy," is more than just a biblical commandment. It's an invitation to participate in God's holiness. Holiness isn't about achieving some distant ideal. Rather, it's about being transformed by the presence of God in our lives. At its core, holiness is about reflecting God's character in every aspect of who we are and what we do. This means cultivating a sense of reverence and awe for the divine, recognizing that we're not separate from God, but deeply connected to Him. In 2 Corinthians 7:1, Paul writes, "Let us purify ourselves from everything that contaminates body or spirit, perfecting holiness out of reverence for God." Here, he emphasizes the importance of striving for spiritual purity and perfection in our relationships with God and others. As we explore what it means to be holy, we'll examine key passages like Leviticus 20:26 and Deuteronomy 14:2, which highlight God's desire for His people to be set apart from the world. We'll also look at how Jesus, in His teachings and actions, embodied the principle of holiness. Ultimately, living a holy life is about embracing our identity as children of God and allowing that reality to transform every area of our existence. Cultivating reverence for God, embracing spiritual disciplines like prayer and fasting, demonstrating Christ-like love in relationships. Practical application today. So, what does it look like to apply the principle of holiness in our daily lives? For starters, we can begin by recognizing that every moment is an opportunity to reflect God's character. We can ask ourselves questions like, how am I using my words and actions to bring light or darkness into the world? Or am I prioritizing time with God and others over distractions and idols? As we seek to live holy lives, we'll also need to be intentional about cultivating a sense of community and accountability. This might involve joining a small group or finding a spiritual mentor who can support us in our journey. Ultimately, living out the principle of "Be holy, for I am holy," is not just about personal transformation. It's about participating in God's mission to redeem and restore the world through His people. Conclusion. As we conclude our exploration of the profound commandment, "Be holy, for I am holy," we're left with a sense of awe and reverence for God's character and expectations for us. Embracing this call to holiness, we're not just striving for moral purity. We're invited to participate in God's presence and experience transformation in every area of our lives. As we move forward on this journey, remember that holiness is not a distant ideal, but a tangible reality that can be lived out in our daily interactions with others. We can cultivate reverence for God by prioritizing time with Him and demonstrating Christ-like love to those around us.